sure like to beat each other, but which one will get bragging rights today? We will find out over the next couple of hours here. Cheshire Phoenix taking on Manchester Basketball in the Super League Basketball Championship. I'm Daniel Routledge, joined by Azania Stewart. Azania, Manchester got the upper hand a couple of weeks ago down the road. Cheshire will be looking to give it right back to them today.
They sure did. 106-82 the last time they played, December 22nd. And now we're into 2025. So it's a new year, and hopefully Cheshire can get themselves going, but boy, is Manchester playing very, very well. 4 in a row. If you include the cup game, it's 5 in a row. They're firing on all cylinders, and they're playing very well.
They certainly are. Let's have a look at the results from the week so far. It began on Monday with the Leicester Riders beating the London Lions. Lions bounced back, snuck an overtime win down in Surrey on New Year's Day, 84-80. Manchester, a great win against Sheffield on Friday night. Newcastle beat their old foes, Leicester Riders, by 3, but not a great weekend for the Eagles as they got beat by 26 by Surrey earlier today. That game just finished. It's 15 points apiece in Caledonia, and Sheffield against London has been postponed. So the final game of the weekend about to get underway in about 8 minutes time. But earlier I caught up with the two coaches, starting with Manchester's Callum Jones. Callum, 5 wins in a row now. What's going right now that maybe wasn't so early in the season for you guys?
I think it's a lot to do with our chemistry. So guys getting more familiar with what we're asking them to do, and understanding of their roles as individuals, and just building as a team, really.
And that win against Sheffield is a real statement to the rest of the league, showing you're ready to go now.
Yeah, you know, it was a game that probably favoured Sheffield a little bit in terms of the pace and the tempo and the style. So for us to get the win over the line in that style of game, you know, it shows that we can be an adaptable team, and that's what, you know, a season like this needs, and that's what we need to be as a team.
And obviously you played Cheshire a couple of weeks ago, comfortable win. You've got positive memories, but obviously they're going to be wanting some revenge today.
Yeah, it's always a difficult place to play here. They play really well at home. They've had a couple additions to their squad since then. So, you know, we know the things that we have to do to play well today and get the result, and hopefully we do that.
And as you say, 2 new faces for them. Not a lot of tape on them. What have you made of them?
Very aggressive outside shooters, you know, which definitely fits in with the style that the team wants to play. So yeah, we've only seen a couple of games of them in this league, but we've done a lot of research for them in previous seasons as well.
And from your own perspective, what do you have to do well to win this game?
Again, it's controlling the tempo. So Cheshire want to play a very fast-paced game. They want to try and turn you over, crash the offensive glass. So, you know, specifics like that, and then also play, you know, aggressive on our side.
Good luck in the game.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Ben, you've had a week with the new guys. How have they settled in? How much do you have to adjust to accommodate what they bring to the team?
Well, obviously, you know, we're bringing in 2 guys that probably, you know, help us more than anything. So both really good shooting the ball, both can space the floor, which is obviously a big part of our identity. And I mean, it's not been too hard. Both guys are really professional, you know, settled in really well, so couldn't ask for more.
And you need to get yourselves going in the right direction, get a few wins on the board. Nothing better than a local derby for that.
Yeah, obviously, you know, earlier on in the season I had a bit of success against them. I think they've come into some really good form themselves. So today's game is going to be difficult. They've got talent across 12 players basically. So it's not going to be easy at all. But look, we know where we're at. We know we need to start winning. Like you say, we need to get some wins consecutively now, and that's the aim today.
Yeah, they come in here, five wins in a row, great form. What have you made of them in recent weeks?
I mean, look, they can shoot the ball, they can space the floor, they've got unbelievable length across, you know, 3 or 4 positions on the floor at the same time as well. So defensively, they can be problematic in that sense. But there's definitely some areas that we've seen that we can attack.
And from your own point of view, is it just knocking down shots?
Yeah, obviously we've got to look after the ball, and it's got to be good shots as well. They play so well in transition that we can't give them any, you know, easy opportunities, turnovers or poor shot selection issues. So yeah, we've got to make shots. We've got to play to our identity. We've got to be aggressive, and you know, if we can do all those things, we give ourselves a chance.
Good luck in the game. Well, those are the thoughts of the 2 head coaches ahead of today's game. Let's dive into a couple of players here. Azania at the Manchester end of the floor, the one guy you wanted to have a quick look at, Nathan KO.
Yeah, KO indeed. And like his name says, he's been a knockout, honestly. Been playing so well. And here's his highlights against Caledonia. He had 19 big points the last time he played Cheshire, but played very well. 20 points in this game. Doing a bit of everything, getting to shooting the three really well, walking into it, and then also slamming it home, but making a whole little highlight reel of his own. I've really enjoyed his play, his poise, his patience down low, getting everyone else involved as well. So been solid for Manchester and somebody that they can really rely on.
Yeah, a very versatile player they've got, as you say. He's comfortable down on the low block, but an excellent, particularly in the corner, three-point shooter. And they have a lot of good shooters on this team, so sometimes you can lose one or two of them. You don't want to lose him.
Absolutely not. Definitely he'll be high on the scouting report for Cheshire Phoenix.
And at the other end of the floor, obviously, we saw a brief glimpse of Bobby Planutis with his debut weekend last week. His evolution in this team is going to be key to raising the ceiling of what Cheshire can achieve this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And his minutes have become more and more as Ben Thomas, learns him, gets confident. He had 28 minutes, 12 points in that London game where he came out. And then this game, 34 minutes with 16 points. And, walked into the three-point shot. That's what he's here for. Kind of a low shooting form, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it looks as long as it goes in. But then the highlight of maybe his career. Right here, this dunk, incredible, as he really got himself going, got a lovely takeoff, and no doubt he won't forget it, and I don't think the league will forget it either.
No, they won't, and the reality is 41% from the three-point line as well. I know it's small sample size, 2 games, but he put up 17 threes in that time. So you've got to respect that 41% from the three-point line.
Yeah, and it takes time, right? He's brand new on this team. 3 games he didn't play in the first under his belt, and that will just come more and more practice together. The guys will learn how he wants the ball and to execute.
And I guess that's the interesting thing at this time of year. It is now Cheshire trying to figure things out with the changes that they've made. Early in the year, that was Manchester, with players coming and going, and obviously a new franchise and all of that. Manchester now look like the team that have got it all figured out here at the beginning of January. Yeah,
we were talking about it, right? Callum Jones, there he is. Perfect timing. Thank you, cameraman. I'm really happy for him. I'm excited. Obviously, a new coach, comes from a great pedigree from his dad. And for me, I just think when you can finally get things going and it all clicking, it brings excitement, it brings, energy, and you've seen it in the results. To get 4 wins in a row and a cup win, they're feeling good, and confidence is so key in playing well and feeling good.
The other thing about it is the first 3 of those were all comfortable wins. The cup game you mentioned, the game against Cheshire, the game against Caledonia away, the first one. They won very comfortably, but they've actually shown that they can win a close game. They got put under pressure on Friday night by Sheffield surging in the fourth quarter to come back, but they managed to make the plays to see it over the line. And in some ways, those are the ones where you learn a little bit more about your team.
Yeah, a little bit more and a little bit more respect. They were up 17 too, so for them to able to hold on, that was a 76-72 win. That's a legit win, But the thing is about this league, what we've started to see in previous years, we've seen the top teams, come in and dominate. This season, I think it's really opened up, and you really don't know. And I think this game is key today in the fact of we don't know who's going to win, who's going to come in, execute. I think Manchester did a really lovely job against Caledonia, only turning over the ball 6 times. They're able to look after the ball, and when you can do that, good things happen.
It's very important against this team as well, because they want to put pressure on you. They want to get out and run. And Callum Jones will know his team here have to take care of the ball. Our 3 officials getting themselves ready for tonight's action, as well as the crowd getting pumped up. It's not been the easiest place to get to. The weather outside is a little treacherous. It's more slushy than deep snow. It's sort of melted as the day has gone on, but there's some hardy souls have made it through for this Northwest Derby.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a fun one. Like you said, bragging rights. Manchester, just a short 45-minute drive down to Ellesmere Port.
Well, as Azania said, Manchester 5 wins in a row. The old Giants never managed that. They won 4 in a row 3 times, but they never won 5 in a row. The last time a team from Manchester won 5 consecutive top-flight games, October 2000.
Wow.
Nearly a quarter a century ago.
Wow, that's
But that is the rare air that this Manchester basketball team is in right now. Can they make it 6 in a row? Just as that Manchester team did against Derby on the 6th of October 2000. Here we go then. Atwood and Mitchell to jump it up, and we're underway at EPSV. It is the home team through their talisman, Cam Holden, who'll get the opening offense. Eichelrock, nice little pump fake for 2.
Lovely. I thought he could have shot it on that first one. It gets deep in there, right at the free throw line.
Ashton Langford round the screen. Dropping it back to Afeje underneath. Will that count? I think it was on the floor. It is an end-line ball.
Lovely little pass. Let's have a look. Nice little wraparound pass.
KO. Afeje underneath, can't convert. Good rebound from 2 Phoenix players to get their hands on it. Holden. Timberlake. Shot clock down to 5. Timberlake looking to drive. High off the glass, doesn't go. Ashton Langford with the rebound. Mitchell sets his feet for 3. No, would have been a 2. It comes off the iron anyway. Here's Atwood running it back. Good challenge, but a great follow from Holden for 2.
Always there. Cam Holden does a wonderful job on the offensive glass. Gets his first bucket for Cheshire.
KO. Back to Madut. Shot clock at 5. Ashton Langford for 3, knocks it down. Manchester on the board.
That was a deep 3, wasn't it? Just let that one go, and then a turnover here by Eichelrock just misplaces the ball. Those are the turnovers you can't really afford.
Don't really get anything, but here's the Ashton Langford one. A long way behind the arc, but look comfortable in
Sure
that
did.
release. They're trying to use his size, and we talked about it at the top. He's pretty comfortable in that pose.
Yeah, and they knew exactly what they wanted, right? They're picking on Timberlake down low, where he's able to really capitalize in the paint.
Madut trying to fight his way over the screen just a little too aggressively. Foul is called. His first. Holden to the spin, through the contact, nearly got it to go, but he will shoot 2.
Yeah, really great job from Cam Holden. Under the pump of defense. Here he is in the spin move. Nice through the legs. A lot of contact on that.
The first foul of the game on Afeje. He has been averaging 3.5 fouls per game,
Yeah.
which is pretty high.
Yeah, well, you know, he's super aggressive, isn't he? He's always going to be in your face, and sometimes that ends up in a foul.
Yeah.
Just got to manage it. Do you know what, Dan? Today I miss playing basketball for some reason.
Why is that?
You know, I'm retired. I don't know.
Oh, it just came to you right there?
Yeah, it just felt like, oh, put me in the game,
Put me
coach.
in the game. Go down to that low block and see what you can
Help
make
out
work
with.
out.
Yeah, maybe.
Idle Rock. You'd have been better off last week. Caledonia was so short of players.
They needed
could have
help.
done with you. Here's Atwood with a little fade away. High
Lovely.
archer.
Yeah, lovely high archer. And that's good to see him knock that down, because last week we just saw him, you know, not executing that. That's his money shot.
Good hands, Timberlake, to steal that away.
Wonderful timing.
Idle Rock's going to pull up for three.
Nope.
Nearly banked it in. Ashton Langford kicks it down court. If AJ jams it in with authority.
Stunning job, right? Lovely pass, right on the money. All he had to do was go up and rock the rim.
Holden keeps the possession for himself. Kicks to the corner and Idle Rock. Atwood at the elbow off the mark.
KO, no hand in his face. So good decision. I like that shot by Atwood.
Madut. All the way to the rim for the finger roll.
That's big time explosion. Got to the rim just like that.
Holden's going to fire the three. Back iron. Rebounded by Atwood. He takes it back inside and finishes well.
And with the contact, I thought that could have been a foul. Wonderful job by Atwood.
Madut for three. Off the mark. Ashton Langford coming from the three-point line for the rebound. Vijay diving on the floor. Keeps it alive, and Ashton Langford lays it in.
Oh, I like that offense from Manchester.
Idle Rock going quick for two.
Really good job by Idle Rock, the way he adjusted his body in mid-air to finish that. That's elite. Nice rhythm to this game for both these teams.
Ashton Langford kicks over to KO in the corner for three, and he knocks it down.
Wide open to knock that down. Way to shift the defense.
Idle Rock stumbled a little bit, but still knocked down the jump shot.
Doesn't matter. Can definitely see he's feeling it. Well, both teams just going pound for pound right here, aren't they?
They certainly are. But to the rim, and he jams it in, and Ben Thomas has seen enough of that. He's going to call for time. The interesting thing is Coach Jones in his pregame was talking about tempo and trying to control it a little bit, but actually his team are seemingly happy to go up and down right now.
Absolutely, and we've already seen them fast break, dunk, and then that backdoor flush. Look at this. Great timing, puts the ball on the money. Nothing you can do about it. And he's so athletic. And just a pogo stick, really. Good timeout from Ben Thomas as Manchester goes up three. Just wants to discuss a few things.
Well, it'll be one or two slightly easier buckets than he would be happy with, I should imagine. It'll be a defensive timeout right here.
I think so. Just reorganize. I think they need to match up a bit quicker. We see Skylar White on the bench there, so that's good. He's struggled a couple games. He was out. Also, Larry Austin Jr. ready to come in. So their depth of their bench is getting back to full health. This might be the first game that they're able to go a little bit deeper into their bench.
Well, we'll keep an eye on Skylar because he said he'd not practiced all week, struggling with that knee issue that kept him out of the Caledonia game last week.
Yep.
And he's got it taped up and he's got a brace on.
I said he's an old man today.
Yeah.
He said it's like a copper brace. I said, all right, you're going to creak and squeak your way up and down the court. Also, Scott Grayson into the game as well. So
It's not quite the old Martin Ford knee brace of the
Right.
late 80s, early 90s. Martin Ford, who used to play for Manchester and Derby. And
Double dribble.
used to have a massive knee brace on,
Really?
Martin.
I hate playing against a massive knee brace because if you get hit by it, it's so painful, Dan. Oh, it's a weapon, really. I feel like you should cover it and put padding over it.
Martin, more of a commissioner these days. You can still see him on the sidelines in European courts.
Yeah.
Here's Austin. Atwood backing down, spinning, trying to find a little bit of room and in off the glass.
Really good job, and they're really trying to establish Atwood down there. Down low, you can see Skylar White trying to find that pass. Well executed.
6 points so far for TJ Atwood. Here's Williams. And a reach in there. I think it's Larry Austin who's going to get called for the foul. But you said they've been going to Atwood, getting him some early touches, both those elbow jumpers we've seen and down on the low block as well.
Here it is. Just elevates and takes his time. Usually that's Cam Holden they try and find down there. Ian DeBoss in the game as well.
He is for the first time. Ashton Langford under pressure. Scott Grayson with the rebound. White on the trail. Well, that's his shot. Doesn't go, but Austin with a long offensive rebound. Williams was out of bounds when he touched the ball there. That'll be a Cheshire ball. Austin out to Atwood. Shot clock getting really low. He needs to get it away here. TJ Atwood doesn't beat the buzzer. 24-second shot clock violation.
Good defense from Manchester, holding Cheshire down for that full shot clock violation.
DeBose. Former Caledonian man, now applying his trade at Manchester. KO trying to get it to Delpesh. Oh, did White deflect that? That was certainly Delpesh's view of it.
Yeah, they're coming together. Yeah, good job. Lovely refereeing. Came together, had a chat about it.
No real complaints from Cheshire. Manchester ball from the end. Not sure why they got a new 24. It went to 14, but not even sure about that either, to be honest with you. But we play on. Here's DeBose with a little step back three off the mark, and Eichelrock with the rebound. Austin out to Scott Grayson for three, and he knocks down the triple. A little wry grin. I don't know if it was to Williams or the bench.
And a lovely three-man punch, really. Larry Austin Jr. and then Holden finding him. They've got a nice bond together, those three.
DeBose fouls on the floor.
I like that pickup, Ian DeBoss for Manchester. Just a solid guard, point guard. Strong, obviously struggled with a couple of injuries, but is in full health. Played
Looked really good last season before that shoulder
it
injury that ended it. Nice block from White. And obviously when he left Caledonia early in the year, you assumed it was still injury related. He was still working his way back, but he's looked pretty good since he's put on a Manchester uniform. Lobbed into Mitchell. Mitchell just about keeps that in play, and well, I think Delpesh was pretty happy to hear the whistle for out of bounds there, because that three-point heave. No.
But you have to shoot it when the shot clock's down. It doesn't matter what your stat or your percentage is.
Well, he's 0 for 7.
Oh, there you go.
In
But
his,
all you need to do is
career.
hit the rim.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
yeah,
Who cares
yeah.
about your stats?
Yeah, yeah. Not often out on the three-point line late in the shot clock. Marcus Delpesh. Mitchell with a little poke in there, gets called for the foul. Mitchell is one of the few guys in the league that has the size when Holden posts up down there.
Yeah, he does.
Usually Holden has a advantage in that regard, but DJ Mitchell is a big unit. Here's out to Scott Grayson. Off the mark for 3. Delpesh ripping that away from Holden. Williams on the trail through the contact. Doesn't go, but he will shoot 2.
Yeah, and that's where Manchester, Callum Jones talked about how they wanted to get out in transition and speed. Look at this from Lewis. And then Williams down the middle. Williams Jr., excuse me.
Another one of the more recent additions to the Manchester lineup. Started the season in Cyprus.
It's a bit of a difference in
I'm guessing there wasn't too many slushy days in Cyprus, in Nicosia.
I love a bit of Cyprus. Very different to Manchester, but either way. It's Eric Jr. No full court press here, nothing that Cheshire can't handle.
It is Holden. Out to Scott Grayson, gets to that little mid-range, and Cheshire back on top with an offense to play.
Gosh, that lefty mid-range shot just floated in the air, didn't he? His real go-to move. Last 10 seconds here.
DeVos. Now he looks to attack, trying to create some room. Williams is going to have to heave the 3 on the buzzer. It doesn't go. And that'll do it for a first quarter where really nothing between them. 4 points, the biggest lead. Either way, it's a 2-point Cheshire advantage at the end of 1Z.
Yeah, and I spoke about it. I like the rhythm for both teams. Manchester getting out theirs. The score is missing, but it's 20 to Cheshire, 18 to Manchester. But yeah, both teams getting up and down, nice movement, sharing the ball, sharing is caring. So I really like that first quarter, actually. And you're right, and when we see the stats, there's probably not much in it.
I'm not sure we will see. I think we've got a little technical issue with them, but the one thing that leaps off the page to me looking at the live stats is both teams not quite hitting their threes yet. 1 for 6 versus 2 for 7, and that's something of a calling card for both of these sides.
Yeah, especially Cheshire, you know, we've known them as a three-point shooting team, but what I've really enjoyed about them is when their 3 isn't falling, get to the rim. They've obviously established a nice Atwood down low who's got a couple buckets in the post. Holden loves, you know, posting up there. They're rebounding well. And then for Manchester here, just swinging the ball. When you move the ball, I call it the magic formula, from one side to the other, or if it goes inside then out, then you can get these lovely rhythm shots that they've taken. This backdoor was sensational.
Well, it's one of those situations you feel that both coaches will be reasonably pleased with how their team has performed in that quarter. There was nothing too bad against them that they'd be thinking, oh, how are we going to stop this or that or the other?
Yeah, and you just got to stay consistent, right? It's a long game as we go into the second quarter. Atwood back into the game, Austin Jr., so definitely defense is going to be on the cards for Cheshire, and also David Olf.
Well, possession arrow favors the visitors here at the start of the second quarter, so Manchester basketball will get the opening possession of this period, trailing by 2. Williams Mitchell. Lewis cutting off the ball. Delpesh stumbling and losing his footing. It'll be a Cheshire ball. Holden backing down, using his physicality, but can't convert. There's Ulf in the right place to put it back.
The right place at the right time. As always, David Ulf. Just solid. I can't speak about him enough. I always love to give him his flowers. You know what you're going to get from him.
Delpesh, extra pass to Williams, who drops it in for 2.
Yeah, really lovely baseline cut for Williams Jr.
Austin going all the way underneath. There's Ulf again. More second chance points for Dave Ulf.
And the crowd shout, Ulf, Ulf, Ulf. And yet again, there to clean it up.
5 offensive rebounds, 8 second chance points. Great return so far for the Knicks. Holden gets his hands on that, saves it to Scott Grayson. Still going. Scott Grayson all the way. There's all from the offensive glass. Once again, another offensive rebound, and this time Scott Grayson lays it in.
And if you keep getting offensive rebounds, let's see what the referee, maybe
it was
a
delayed
warning.
game. Scott Grayson just knocking the ball away.
But when you get that many chances, something good comes from it.
Well, the annoying thing from Cheshire's point of view is that delay game stops the game, which allows Manchester to make the substitutions. They were obviously worried about the offensive rebound with FJ returning and Madut as well. DeVos. FJ with the mid-range. Scott Grayson with the rebound. Cheshire with the biggest lead of the game here at 6. Scott Grayson, the hesitation, blows past his man. Late whistle, but the right whistle. Scott Grayson will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, he'll be upset with that. He didn't finish it. But that little hesitation, like you said, just got the defense up. Yeah, look, just that split second.
How many shots? That's his second foul as well, having just checked back into the game, going back to that
stat that you talked about, 3.5 was it?
3.4 it is, yeah.
Excuse me, the stat king.
Well,
let me get it right.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is, because if you get to sort of around 3.5, what that means is most games, there's going to be a period in the game, whether it's 2 fouls after 12 minutes or whether it's 4 fouls in the third quarter, where you're going to have to sit for a little bit. Yeah,
and it gets you out of your rhythm and your flow, because as soon as you pick up that second or you're thinking about it, you know, you're not as, maybe you play a little bit more timid is the word I'm looking for.
Which, given that he's just been inserted into the game to go and clean up the defensive rebounding, is the last thing you want. Here's Mitchell trying to give Holden a little taste of his own medicine there, backing him down. First foul on Cam Holden. DJ Mitchell to the line.
Yeah, managed to just split that double. Ulf came over to help Cam Holden. Well, we haven't really spoken about Mitchell, have we? I just think he's been a class act.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that his shooting motion is so pure that whenever it leaves his hands, you think it's going in.
Absolutely. He was 8 from 10 in Caledonia game, 80% from the three-point line, dropped 26 points. He's getting it done on the offensive end.
He was 8 for 10. The rest of his team were 2 for 27 from three-point range. He saw them over the line there in a game that was a lot closer than it had been 2 weeks earlier when they went up there.
So Larry Austin Jr. to the free throw line. Just looked at Ben Thomas and said, my bad, but I guess that's for not finishing it and it's not an and one.
And I hate to repeat the same thing, but
Yeah.
that's now the third foul. He's got 3 of the 5 fouls that have been called against his team, and he's going to have to sit down.
Well, stats usually
Well,
don't mind,
yeah.
do they?
So he's got point 4 to work with in the second half.
As that one bounces in for Larry Austin Jr.
Austin makes them both. Cheshire's lead is now 8. Manchester looking for something of a response, having only scored 4 points in this quarter so far. Mitchell kicks it out. But up to 15 feet off the mark. Austin with the rebound. That's a dumb foul, really. Williams.
Very silly.
Didn't really impact. And when you already got 2 fouls on the board this quarter, not him personally, but the team, you're just pushing them closer to free throws. Scott Grayson for 3, in and out. Bo's winning the rebound. Nice cut. And a great finish from Mado.
And we've seen that again multiple times, him cutting through the lane. Nobody puts a body on him. That time, the same result, finishes in the air.
Scott Grayson. Ball falls nicely to Wolf, who gives it on to Holden, who jams it down, and a word for KO2.
Lovely job by David Olf, the little no-look pass under the rim. I enjoyed that one. Quite sneaky.
So did Holden as well. Mitchell. Tough shot.
Yeah, really pretty. Scott Grayson left him wide open.
Holden taking it in and taking it over right now. Mitchell lobs it up and jammed in. What a finish from Williams.
Wow. Williams Jr. catching it and turning around and slamming. Crowd loved that one.
Planutis 2 feet in the key, kicks it out. Scott Grayson's 3 is short. Williams with the rebound.
Stolen.
Austin running it back. Oh, he just dropped that a little far in front of Olf. Well, you liked it, Z, so you know what that means. They run it out for you again.
Oh, yeah. There it is, no look for Holden. And a cheeky little tongue out, because he knows it was a good one. And then here's the alley-oop. Acrobatic finish by Williams Jr.
KO open for 3. Oh, Williams flying through the air to jam it in one-handed.
And nobody bucks him out. He's having a field day right now, back-to-back dunks.
Holden taking it in, trying to get his own rebound. Eventually, KO comes away with it. KO on the turnaround, he misses.
Cheshire very fortunate on that one. Their defense matchup was lacking.
Well, it's not a great pass into traffic, but Holden trying to steal it back. Lovely shovel from Ashton Langford, and KO will jam it in, and Ben Thomas wants to talk things over. 4 minutes from halftime here. Their lead that was as many as 8 is now only 2.
Yeah, and the momentum shift back to Manchester. and it's been on the defensive end. Their hands have been active. They've been moving their feet, working together. Lovely help rotation. And they get rewarded with the easy slam on the other end. Timeout, Ben Thomas. And we saw that in the first quarter, right? Manchester went on a nice little run and seen enough, calls that timeout. And I kind of like that. Stop the bleeding quickly.
Well, he almost caught it twice. On the previous play,
yeah.
He called it, and then when KO missed the shot, he waved it off. But when they then turn it over and go back the other way, but Williams is showing his athleticism here today, Z.
Really nice. And to be able to do that, he's showing off, isn't he, really? To be able to catch it, turn, find the rim. And those two, that's what I really loved. And that's what it is all about. Being a fan, to come in and see highlight plays like that William Jr. is just having a great time.
Well, he's only averaged 11 minutes per game in his first 5 games or so, but he's certainly making the case for a few more here today.
And that's what you want to do, right, is build the trust with your coach. Any player is, when you're not getting a lot of minutes, you've got to come in, you've got to work hard, and doing things like that, like rebounding. Okay, it's a flashy dunk, but at the end of the day, he's working hard, and that's how Callum Jones can keep him in the game longer.
Timberlake resets to the corner for 3 off the mark. Planutis will chase down the offensive rebound. Eitelrock under pressure, illegal pressure, as it happens from Ashton Langford. So it'll be 2 free throws for RJ Eitelrock.
Yeah, just on the back of Eitelrock's back. As he, let's have a look. So just cut in here. Both teams struggling with that kind of cut across the face. You have to get a forearm in their chest. When that happens, when somebody's trying to cut across the paint, you gotta hit them, kind of wind them is what I would call them, is one stiff forearm in the chest, and that will just slow them down, excuse me.
Well, 12 fouls in the game so far. 3 of them on FJ. The other 9 have been distributed evenly between the 2 teams. Some discussion from Manchester as to whether there might have been a technical in that. It's not a delay a game on a made free throw, I don't think. Because the clock is, you're not delaying the actual game. Here's KO to the rim, strong finish.
And look how he keeps that arm up. Nobody can come and get that or block it. And high release. Lovely finish by KO.
Eitelrock looking to attack, denied by KO. Cheshire still have it though. Got to go quick. And it's a foul as Timberlake took it to the rim. Eric Williams Jr. called for the offense. His second personal foul. Timberlake makes the first of 2.
Some Manchester fans in here. Got a bell ringing and doing their job. They've made the trip.
He makes both of them. KO. Well, that's really unforgivable on a free throw situation.
Yep, when I used to play, we had to run for that in practice. Cannot afford that.
You don't miss that bit of the game.
No, I don't.
KO back on for 3. Timberlake taking it. It's good defense in the end. Mitchell's going to step into the 3. He's going to knock it down. We're right behind that.
Yeah.
That was him when it left his hand.
Yeah, you could see that. Beautiful release, high arcing. And when you shoot in rhythm, I don't mind that 3.
You don't want to wake him up if you're a Cheshire Phoenix fan, that's for sure. Timberlake trying to get those points back.
The right decision, though. They came over to double Cam Holden.
Tip back to Maduk. Maybe Williams should have gone up himself there. Timberlake called for the foul. DeBose and Austin are going to return. Timberlake and Williams checking out. Okay, a shot rims out. Planutis got caught on the 3 by DeBose. He was ready to shoot that from the backcourt. I think Planutis, eventually the ball came his way.
It's definitely a foul. Referees all over it. Can't have any contact to that shooting hand, or let's have a look. And the boss just kind of slaps that hand. Easy call.
Well, Ben Thomas just letting his guys know they've got a couple of fouls to give here in this second quarter. Only 2 fouls committed. Nobody on more than 1 foul, so it doesn't matter who.
Takes it, yeah, you're right. He rattles that one in.
And puts the Phoenix back in front. Ashton Langford going quickly, leaving it short. Austin, they don't have foul. Oh, there's a technical. It's not a foul. It's a technical on Ashton Langford.
Yeah, he's just talking a little bit too much. He wasn't happy on the other end. Thought he got fouled, and then come back to it with arguing with the ref, and now a technical.
And that is his second personal foul. So talking about Cheshire not having any issues to deal with, they certainly have at the other end of the floor with F.J. on 3, and now Williams and Ashton Langford on 2.
Taking referees having a quick chat.
I think it's about whether the shot clock
resets or not.
Resets or not. Whether the ball, whether the ball was where the ball should be. It is the shot clock because it reset to 40. It's gone 14. Sorry, it's gone back to 20. Eichelroth down to Atwood with the mid-range.
Really good job.
Almost automatic from that sort of distance.
Yes, definitely is. And just came off of the block.
DeBose driving all the way to the basket. He gets fouled, and well, Ben Thomas let them know they had a foul to give, but he didn't want to give it in that situation.
He's upset about it. He said, I told you guys we had fouls to give, but we don't want to give an and one, that's for sure. And Atwood comes in there, puts his hand in. And that's where the boss is fantastic, where he's able to put the jets on, accelerate, get to the rim, and get himself a pair and an extra one at the line.
Which he converts. Nicholas Lewis checking into the game for Manchester, replacing Ashton Langford, who's on 2 fouls. Here he is playing the defense on Eichelroth. Austin driving to the basket is fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
The boss not happy. Nobody's fouling, clearly, you know.
No, nobody.
Everyone's getting upset. I feel like they're refereeing pretty even across the board.
Well, that was the Bose's second foul. Ben Thomas reminding his guys they still have one foul to give here. Oh, Austin's missed them both, but nearly kept alive. It is kept alive, and eventually, oh, he's kicked it. That's unfortunate. The problem is because I think it's because he's controlled the ball with his foot. He's gained an advantage from it, which is why the call was made. Lewis. Back to DeBose. There's the foul used. Atwood instructed by his coach to go there. I think Manchester are going to call a timeout here. 3.6 seconds to go. Is it a timeout?
Yep, they up.
Table hasn't signaled it. They have now.
Yeah. He says it's my fault. There he is. So I apologize, but referees have called it. Wants to draw up something for 3.6 seconds. And
try and get themselves a lead to go into the half, which, bearing in mind, they trail by as many as 8. You would say Cheshire have had the lead for the longer period of time in the first half. It'd be a good return for Manchester going up.
I think so, and they've done really well, just chipping away, but also just sticking around. I feel like their defense has been solid. Got some nice little plays down the other end. But this is a whole different Manchester team, and I'm finally happy to see Manchester, you know, really flourishing, being able to trust Kellen Jones and understand their path and their journey, and picked up some great guys. Like you said, I think that Ian DeBoss pick up a nice little situation for them. Great scoring from Mitchell also. And then also William Jr. doing a little bit as well.
Well, let's see what he's drawn up here. Yeah. Callum Jones, 3.6 seconds for his team to work with. Well, Ben Thomas thought he walked with it, Lewis, on the sidelines. The referee's not even vaguely interested in that, but at the interval, it's the Phoenix who lead this one by a point. Ben Thomas still arguing basically on the sidelines. You're not allowed walk up and down the sideline. You have to stay in a stationary position, and Ben Thomas was adamant that Lewis moved along the sidelines. I must admit, I was watching the cutters rather than the inbounder, so I didn't quite see it, but 43-42, the halftime score, Zania.
Yeah, really good first half. You know, no complaints other than he's saying that he's traveled, but I think some defense, some stops are going to be needed, especially for Cheshire. They made that 8-point lead. You can't get comfortable. Manchester are going to fight. The third quarter is always a struggle for Cheshire. I saw them last week do a much better job against Caledonia. This is the nice finish from Holden. So, ready
as we look back at some of the action from the first half, and it's had a feel of a game where you score, we score. There hasn't been too many big runs in the game. Both teams have scored 6 without reply, but not more than that. Neither team really able to dominate for long periods.
Yeah, just the foul trouble though. Manchester just need to be careful with that and manage that well, no doubt. Coach Jones will. And some really nice highlight plays in that first half, especially from Manchester. And here's that sharing is caring.
One thing Cheshire will be disappointed with, that's the only 3-pointer that we made, that one we just saw. From Scott Grayson, 1 of 11 from behind the arc. They need a little more than that if they're going to win the game.
They do, but I feel like they're a different kind of team from last year. I feel like last year they were, you know, really known as, they're going to get them up. I think they led the league in shots attempted at the three-point line. But recently, they've been trying to establish themselves down low. Atwood, Cam, Holden down in the paint. Then they kick it out. I think all the shots that they have missed, they're in rhythm. They're in the rhythm of the offense. I'm not mad at it.
Well, Manchester will be pretty pleased with the contributions from up and down the roster, really. They've got good numbers from both their bench and their starters. It's 43-42 here in Ellesmere Port at the half, and we've got now some of the highlights of 2024 for you in Super League basketball.
A new dawn rises, where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League basketball. A new dawn is here.
Time to check in with the top 10 plays from week 3 in the SLB Championship.
And Scott Grayson with the steal. Scott Grayson pushing hard to what a block from Dallaire.
And Scott Grayson looks at him and says, nice block, nice block. Dallaire meeting him up top.
Well, Cheshire's lead was topping out at 9, so this is the biggest of the game. It's going to get bigger as Hadzebegovic runs back the jam, and the London Lions are up 12 with a sensational start to this quarter.
They've gone to sleep. They've let London Lions get their roar back, literally.
Lobbed up to Moore and jammed in. Isaiah Moore, there's 6 seconds to go. It's a tie game.
And just like that, Jaden Dallaire roaming the baseline.
Great stop by the rookie Brown. Flips it up and one bucket. Great move by the rookie.
Beautiful throw down there coming from none other than Toto Bentley.
Now they have numbers here. Oh! Tyreek Scott Grayson with the power flush. Hadzebegovic puts it on the floor this time, all the way to the rim. Oh, and he rocks the rim for a big jam.
That's massive.
He's done well defensively, Thompson.
I was going to say, Riders are actually forcing difficult shots.
Oh, my! Down the lane, Charles Thompson with the one-handed throwdown.
Lawrence matching up here against Corey Samuels. Exciting youth against the veteran player. Good defense. And now Lawrence.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo.
Good night to the city of Guildford. That is for you. Well, who needs LeBron James when you've got Mervyn James?
Goodness.
Well, Sholovinskas into the game here with Jordan Hunt for the 89ers. Down the middle, goes in, throws it down, and Dave, you might need to report a missing person because no help side defense coming from the 89ers.
Absence without leave.
Walsh defended by Delicate. Can't afford to foul now. Good defense by Delicate. Goes in, gets rejected. Wow. Damon Delicate said, take that one back to the West Country.
Skylar White with a 3-ball.
Shakes loose. Eagles. Allen Ikens off to the races and slams it in. Deshaun Allen Ikens puts Skylar White in the rim. What a play!
And this place just erupted.
Hadzebegovic finds it to the rack.
Slams it in. Wide open again. Cleared for takeoff. No help defense.
Delpesh Mitchell, nice pass. Delpesh, where he's more accustomed to do, slamming it in.
Donovan Mitchell, his vision, the wraparound pass is able to get Delpesh an easy 2.
Aaron Ryan the ball for the Lions as they look to start their season again after losing to Surrey. Adebayo drives baseline up for the dunk. Double-handed block from Trevor Barnes. Adebayo drives baseline, two-hander.
Two hands.
29 points here for Kenny Johnson, leading scorer in the game. Goes in, and he gets the at-one. 31 points to Kenny Johnson. This man has no limits. We might need to find a professor here at the University of Surrey. Explain to me the physics.
Dishes off from Thompson to Ali Hodge. It doesn't go by Trevor Barnes. Puts it back in with the two-handed dunk. And the crowd take to their feet on this side.
Great positioning there by Ali Hodge. Got great seal here on Sandy. Unable to make, and Barnes comes out of nowhere.
Holden loses the ball. Johnson drops it to Lewis on the trail, and he jams it in.
Keely Johnson was waiting for Lewis to get in a perfect position where he could just take his 2 steps and straight to the rim.
Chapman for 3. Come on, come on, come on. Nope, still not in. He's now gone nearly 22 minutes without scoring. What's going on? That could be...
We are off to the races here in Sheffield. Smart defensive play there from Jordan Routino, able to get a hand on the ball and stop that score from happening.
Zach Jackson out to Abercrombie. Johnson getting down to his right hand. And Delpesh says, get that out of here.
Oh, nice little pass, and ref Thomas Edwards throw down at the hoop. Beautiful play from the Flyers.
Emphatic throwdown from Thomas Edwards. 13-point lead.
Stick that in the highlight reel. Bristol need a quick score. Here goes Walsh. Going super quick. He's blocked. He's blocked. And the Cheshire Phoenix are going to win.
Hunter Shelton rolled to the basket, gets the ball back, and he will score and foul. From where we sit, we can see that play develop.
That is a pitch-perfect pass as well.
Kyle right down the middle. That was like a hammer.
I didn't even have time to catch my breath there. That was a great take there by Kyle. Strong, aggressive down the lane.
Here is Gooden for the 89ers. James has a bit of space, drives inside, the extra pass, a Delican the throwdown.
Yeah, you're going to love that. Sharon is caring. Great penetration.
And another steal here by the Gladiators. They're coming up the floor. 2, 3 on 1. And what a rejection there by Mitchell.
What a hustle play there by Mitchell.
Sholovinskis gets it back from a Delican, blocked by Williams. Eric Williams holding a block party, and Neda Sholovinskis is the only one invited.
Hunter goes past his man. Oh, nice flick over. Abercrombie puts it up, puts it down. Give the assist to Jalen Hunter on that free from Abercrombie.
That's a Jalen Hunter pass we were accustomed to seeing.
Kyle again, but he gets stripped 2 on 1 with Madu coming in. Oh, what an alley-oop there.
And that is a, we call a momentum shifter there.
Lewis now a mismatch with a Delican. Mitchell, a throwdown.
My goodness.
Over a Delican.
Time for a quick heave. Samuels is going to throw it the length of the court and score. Corey Samuels from 3-quarter court hits the triple, and the Bristol Flyers bench and their fans are on their feet. What a shot from Corey Samuels.
Where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League Basketball. A new dawn is here.
A 1-point lead here in Cheshire for the Phoenix against Manchester Basketball, 43-42. We're only 3 weeks away now from the first showpiece event of the Super League Basketball era, the trophy finals at the Utilita Arena in Birmingham, Sunday the 26th of January. Tickets on sale now, superleaguebasketballm.co.uk. Newcastle and Bristol will be going to head-to-head in the men's, and in the women's, Caledonia taking on Oaklands in the Betty Cadona Trophy final. Both promise to be great games. Caledonia and Bristol playing right now in the men's. Caledonia up 3 at the start of the fourth quarter in that one. The women's team with a big win over Essex as they kick off 2025 in style. We're set to get things underway here at the Cheshire Oaks Arena at EPSV. It's the home team with the ball. Skylar White, first touch off the bench and fires up a 3, doesn't go. Didn't see a lot of him in the first half, Steve.
No, and we talked about the knee, him getting himself back and takes that early shot.
Mitchell down to Ashton Langford. We're doing the corner off the mark. Holden in the key, left out a bit short, bats it out to White. Austin. And he says, I was going to shoot that, ref. If you'd blown the whistle a little quicker, I'd have thrown that up.
Yeah, he got hit in the ribs. It's cheeky, but that's his fourth.
Yeah.
What are we?
That point four didn't last very long, did it?
50 seconds is what it lasted. 3.4 fouls is what he averages, and already it's got to come out. And no doubt, if I'm Cheshire, I'm picking on him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm every single time I'm attacking him to try and get that 4th foul, and he has picked it up. So unfortunately,
less than 8 minutes play,
yeah, he's
and
got to go
4
to the bench.
fouls. Here's Holden. Atwood mid-range, rims out. Kick ball from Skylar White.
Yeah, so just 14 seconds will be put on the clock with a kick ball.
Apparently there's a football game going on down the road today,
yeah.
Z.
Bit of Liverpool-Manchester, another derby. 2-2, no?
It was last I checked. Here's Mitchell. Okay, a nice pass to Delpesh. Here's White on the trail. Sets himself for 3. Skylar White!
Yeah. Indeed. Lovely job defense. Runs him off the first shot, so he resets his feet. And no doubt he'll be happy with that one.
Ashlyn Langford in an awkward spot, but gets out of it well. Shot clock getting low. Delpesh underneath needs to go up quick, and he does for 2.
Good job from Delpesh using the reverse.
White again on the trail. Well, lose him once, you've no excuse to lose him a second time.
There's no way he's not a three-point shooter on the scout. And now he's a kickball and is grimacing though.
Yeah.
He's holding that knee. Probably not at full health, but just saying, hey, I'm fine.
The three-point shots look okay. The tackles, not so much.
or the kick, football kicks.
The clearance out for a corner. Delpesh sits back down. He wasn't out there for long. Well, Skylar White told his coach, "I'm all right, coach." Good work from Ashton Langford to keep it alive, but Holden pulls it down. Cheshire with some wind in their sails. Here's Atwood to the rim, and he lays it in, and suddenly it's a 7-point Cheshire lead.
Really good job from Atwood. No help defense from Manchester. Can just pick on that side and execute. Atwood playing very well.
KO for 3. Needed that, Manchester.
Yeah, they did. And just saw a little opening. And KO's who we picked out at the top of the game. That puts him on 14 points.
White now on the low block.
Travel.
Just lost his feet there. I think it was a slight hesitation
The turnaround.
in that turnaround. But an important 2 plays there for Manchester. The 3-point shot and then the stop. And they can make it back a 1-possession game here with the score. KO in and out. White with the rebound. Holden. Atwood loses it, but it falls right into the hands of Holden. White from the free throw line, knew it was short, goes after his own rebound and lays it in.
Really good job. Didn't get boxed out. And you know that sometimes, you know, when the shot is off, and you know it's going to be a miss, run after it and get the putback in.
He's looking in a bit of trouble, Skylar White. He is not moving well at all.
Yeah.
I wonder how much longer before Ben Thomas takes him out for his own sake.
Yeah.
There's Atwood in close.
Nothing coming to the bench yet, but I think you get him out. Off of his
did
foot.
That come off his foot?
No.
Ooh. It looked like it might. It's right in front of us. It looked like it might have bounced it off.
Yeah.
But it's foot, but the referee didn't see it. And that's going to be a Manchester basketball timeout here. And, well, we've seen what Skylar White does. And we didn't know what he does, but those 2 threes and then the hustle play, but he's clearly laboring under this knee injury.
He's struggling, but this all-in-one smooth motion. And just struggling, though, not at full health. But sometimes the shot is automatic. Here, nice little jumper. That's a great contribution, though.
Yeah.
Lovely back-to-back, actually. 3 shots, but you can just see he has a little limp in it, in that running stride. So I think it's best you sub him out. You don't want to do any more damage. All his MRIs have come back clear, so I think just the banged-up, bruised leg, so...
Well, he's only played 7.5 minutes, but he's got 8 points. He's got 3 rebounds. He's +8 on the old plus-minus. He's certainly made a contribution if he plays no further part.
Yeah, he's going to do... so to stay on the bike, keep the knee nimble. Toward the Ellesmere Port for a little bit. It's always a great job, just have that bike on the sideline.
Well, you wouldn't want to be out on the roads on a bike today.
No.
With all the slush about. Ashton Langford to the rim, lays it in.
Oh, that's a lovely move. You do that quick finger roll. Nobody can come over and defend that.
Atwood squares up. Now he's looking to back down again to the fall away. His pass is deflected. Eitel Rock has to get it away here, gets the shot off. And Leduc diving at him, commits the foul.
Silly foul, and he knows it. The shot clock is running down.
If Eitel Rock makes that shot, you'd say, well played, yeah.
But here, look, just runs at him. Absolutely a foul. Hits him on the side of his body, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, 3 games today in Super League basketball after Sheffield versus London was abandoned because of the weather. It's Caledonia 56, Bristol 49.
Wow.
With 5 minutes to play in that one. Be a huge win for Robbie Pearce and his team if they can see it over the line. Surrey with their biggest win in the Niners era, winning by 26. They beat Manchester by 26 last year.
Last year, sorry.
As the Scorchers, but it's not often they get wins that big. Surrey down at the Sports Park.
Got you, yeah. They're having a nice little moment, Surrey. If they can just stay consistent.
If they can hang on to a lead.
The one thing they're going to do is get a big lead, and then they just stress out trying to hold on. But
they should have won on New Year's Day.
Yeah, against London.
Allowed London a 3-point shot on the buzzer. Questionable footwork on that play, but it was given, and London won that game in overtime when really it shouldn't have gone to the extra 5 minutes. Nice move from Larry Austin for 2.
Not one spin, but 2. Spin and finished it, and you know he loves it. Stares down the Manchester bench.
Ashton Langford had to go up high to avoid Scott Grayson.
Langford doing a lovely job at the rim. Really locked in and focused on his finishes.
Scott Grayson. Five on the shot clock. Atwood, top of the key, front iron. KO with the rebound. Mitchell trying to feed it inside, but it's just a little high and quick for KO to hang on to.
The boss back into the game.
Larry Austin showing he can go one way, then the other, and then back again.
Lovely finish.
Atwood giving it, out of bounds.
Off of his leg.
Off Planutis.
That's a tough pass, but not only a tough pass, it's hard to catch that.
It's good movement off the ball again. We were talking about that in the first half.
And probably the best I've seen Cheshire moving in their offensive plays, you know.
Nice pass. Williams has his wrist pulled away by Larry Austin Jr., so he'll go to the line for 2.
That's Austin's second foul. So he can afford that one. Here's the little dump off pass, and Austin makes him have to work hard at the free throw line, and he misses it. Well, then you would say that's a good foul, wouldn't you?
Yeah, great foul as it saved the point.
That's 1 for 2. And Williams, wonderful first half. He had 8 points, now he's on 9. Great contribution.
He's going to get a few more minutes in the second half as well with FJ's foul trouble, and Delpesh wasn't out there for long. Eichel Rock into the key, off the mark. Scott Grayson trying to keep it alive, but just too many white shirts around him. Ashton Langford, again, that great first step. DeBose into the key. Super ball movement block, though, from Austin. Mitchell in close, lays it in.
Oh, great defense, but better offense. Manchester stuck with that one.
Eichel Rock ended up shooting that one backwards as he was fouled, and will go to the line.
KO not happy with that one. A lot of contact as Eichel Rock. That's KO's first foul, so can afford it.
Atwood and Planuta sitting down. Cheshire looking to make 3 substitutions. Timberlake sitting waiting, so he'll be coming in for Eichel Rock should he make the second of these 2 free throws.
And a much better job of keeping the guys fresh. I think Ben Thomas has done a good job subbing the guys in, keeping the pressure and the intensity and the speed that they want to play at. And when you can go back into a bench is much more beneficial. I'm just checking on Skylar White. He's still on the bike.
I'd be amazed if Skylar comes back into the game. I don't know that it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
And interestingly, it was seemingly when he kicked the ball that, again, it's one of those unusual jaws that he'll, if it's the choice, he'll come back into the game. There's no doubt about that.
You've actually got to sit him physically down and tell him no.
I think Ben Thomas would be more than happy if his team could blow this game open and he'd go, we didn't need you, Skylar. DeBose into the key. He's fouled and will shoot 2.
Really lovely move from the boss. Changing direction, getting hit in the air. Here it is. Gets his feet taken away from him. So KO's going to come out and Mitchell's back in. Some good job. Great subbing from both of these teams, keeping these guys. I feel like when you stay in too long, Dan, you can see the fatigue, the pace that this game is being played at. Both teams going to their bench, so the boss misses that one.
So it's a 3-point Cheshire lead here, just over 12 minutes to go in this Northwest derby. Timberlake does well to keep possession for the Phoenix. Ulf keeping it alive as well. Pass deflected, Manchester get it back. Williams down the middle. Ulf, was he in play? No, he wasn't. It's going to be a Manchester ball. Mitchell just loses the ball. Austin coming to try and steal it off him, and eventually the Knicks come away with it. And that's going to be a foul on Delpesh. You didn't want to let that fast break go. And Ben Thomas asking for an unsportsmanlike. I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is either. But a great foul from Delpesh to stop the easy bucket here. Mitchell's on the floor. He's in front of the play.
He's in front of him. He's not the last man. He's close enough to the ball. All reasons just to call it a regular foul. Even though it has the same outcome as the unsportsmanlike foul that they wrote the rule for.
Got the switch here, Delpesh on Austin Jr.
Lobs it back to Scott Grayson. Scott Grayson floats it up. And almost needed it to be a little longer to fall to Ulf. Delpesh in deep, but great hands from Austin. That's very close to the unsportsmanlike line, though. The referees are going to talk this one over. That one I'm a little more on the fence for.
Yeah. Going to call
just
a regular
foul. Mitchell, the question is this a legitimate play at the ball?
Just a little swipe, but it's more at the side.
Oh, there's a technical foul in there somewhere. Somebody must have said something. I missed that.
It's on Mitchell. Technical foul on Mitchell.
Well, that
Not
makes
happy.
no sense at all because you got away with what was a close,
call,
unsportsmanlike call. But they're over the limit, by the way, Manchester, so it's going to be two free throws for the original foul. Manchester can line up now. Third personal foul, by the way, second and third on DJ Mitchell. And Timberlake from the free throw line pushes Cheshire's lead back out to 6. They've been unable to get away, but they've led for most of the contest. Williams Jr. for 3, off the mark. Offensive rebound from Delpesh. There's Austin again with great hands. And it came off Delpesh's leg for a Cheshire ball.
It's a great rebound by Delpesh, but what he does is he brings the ball down. And as soon as you bring it down to heights of Austin Jr., where you keep it high above your head, nobody else can get it.
Holden. Scott Grayson. Finding some room. Holden with the putback, and he drops. And Cheshire now lead by 8, their biggest of the game once again.
And a lovely second chance points. They had 10 in the first half. There's a quick foul here.
Well, it's on the floor, so it's still a sideline ball, but just a good bit of work from Cam Holden in on the offensive glass, as he so often is. Scott Grayson with the foul. That's the 4th team foul, so it's still a sideline ball. DeBose. Shot clock is, well, it's on, but it's basically the same. So they can run it right down, Manchester. DeBose takes it to the final tick. And, well, I'm not sure whether he got it off before the shot clock or not, but it didn't go in either way. And they've led by as many as 8, Cheshire, and that is the advantage they will take into the 4th quarter here.
Yeah, and that rebound from Cam Holden, just giving that extra effort, and that second chance points have been really what's kind of pushed them apart. 14 second chance points, and that's the best third quarter back-to-back weeks now. Last week against Caledonia, and again this week, winning that quarter 22-15. Good job from Cheshire.
Well, as we look back at the highlights from that third quarter, it's a good point you made. Obviously, Skylar White giving them some bench points early in that quarter before he went off with the seeming reoccurrence of that knee problem. But the offensive rebounding, 14 second chance points from 14 offensive rebounds. A, it's volume, 14 rebounds, and B, you get a point to rebound, you're doing a really good job.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. And you need that. You need second chance points. You need to keep hustling, keep pushing, put pressure on Manchester. But one thing we did see with Manchester, this was a lovely move from Larry Austin Jr., first of all, highlight of the game. But Manchester isn't going to go anywhere. They're well coached. They're going to play very, very hard. Obviously got foul trouble, though. That's going to keep them maybe at bay. but you can't relax when you're playing.
I guess that's the question. You're struggling a little bit on the rebounding. Elijah Effigy is the guy that they have sort of, when they were struggling a little bit in the first half, threw him in for rebounding, but he's been on 4 fouls for most of this half.
Yeah.
And it's that thing of, at what point do you put him back in, or do you even put him back in because he sat there for too long?
Yeah, I don't know. It's so difficult because I think you do, because what's there to lose, right?
Yeah,
he just fouls out. Yeah, fouls out and sit on the bench like the bus is coming. I don't know. I would, especially.
I'd probably do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
If he used that foul, he used that foul. Williams to the rim, blocked by Scott Grayson. Timberlake with the pull-up, knocks it down, and for the first time this evening, Cheshire lead by double figures.
Really nice, seamless transition points from the block into Timberlake's finish.
Oh my goodness, thrown out by Scott Grayson. Here's Holden through the defenders and laying it in for 2.
And no timeout being called. And the defense really turning up the heat for Cheshire.
No, it's one of those things, because he's already called 1, Callum. He's thinking, I'd love to have 2 laid on. But if they don't score here, there might be 1 coming.
Holden with the foul. Putting pressure on Mitchell.
His second foul. But it's defense to offense for Cheshire. Couple of blocks and run-out scores.
And here it is. Here's the sub.
Yes, here's the answer we were asking, the question of when FJ might return, if he might return. Here he is.
And you said earlier than later, and it's
a
minute. And they've put Skylar White back in as well.
I didn't call that one, though, did I?
No.
They might leave him on the bench.
Can't know everything, Dan.
No,
do you know what I
can't know
mean?
everything. No, oh, it's stolen. No, it's not. Timberlake got his hands on there, but it's a slap across the wrists. That's 2 quick fouls here on the Phoenix, less than a minute into the 4th quarter.
That's Timberlake's 3rd foul also. He's quite a risky player, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's always trying to go for the steals.
I think it's almost in character here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's DeBose.
Easy.
Oh, everything but the finish stolen away by Madura. He's going to fire up the 3. Eventually, KO comes up with it. He's going to try the triple. You give him 3 goes, they're going to score.
And Manchester doing their own work now on the offensive glass. 9-point game.
Holden. Austin keeping it alive, getting the rebound at the 2nd attempt, and more second chance points for Cheshire.
And pretty much pushed Cam Holden out the way so he could finish that.
DeBose. Back into the key, nice pass, but an even better block. Scott Grayson again.
Becoming a block party down low, great timing. Williams Jr. took too long, put it on a plate for Scott Grayson.
Well, massive smile on the face of Tyreek Scott Grayson. Turned himself into Charles Thompson here with all his blocks. KO with the miss. Williams again. This time he threw it high enough to avoid Scott Grayson.
And they're trying to pick on the weak link.
Well, Timberlake fires the 3.
I'm Timberlake.
Go.
Yeah, you go to the rim. FJ is on 4 fouls.
FJ spinning, he's blocked. Skylar White got him. That's one of them where Skylar puts his hand up to say, yeah, foul on me. Turns around and goes, that's a great block.
Oh, dear.
Let the referee think you're agreeing with him, but... First one is good. Gap down to 8. Still 7:23. Loads of time left in this ball game. Atwood comes in for Austin. White for 3, off the mark. Ashton Langford beating his teammate to the rebound there. For Jay, back to Ashton Langford. KO down on the block. Looking to back down, kicks it out to Ashton Langford. F4J for 3, got it!
F4J there, wide open, had to shoot it. Shot clock was running down, was on 3.
Skylar White knocks 3 right back at you.
Way too open, in my opinion.
Well, it was F4J's first 3-pointer of the season.
Oh,
It
really?
certainly wasn't White's. As F4J a bit more in familiar territory. That ball was batted away there, and there was a...
5 points in a row, consecutive for F4J. Like you said, his first 3.
Holden thinking a whistle is coming his way. It doesn't, but he gets the points anyway. There's another kick ball. He seems to have been working on he's not been practicing all week. Maybe he's been in the back garden kicking a football about. He seems to...
It's his 3rd kick of the evening. Here, nice little spin move. And
I think he threw that looking for free throws rather than 2 points, but he got 2 points. F4J loses the handle, falls nicely to Williams, but he throws it away. Scott Grayson taking it into the heart of the defense, and the lead is back out to 9. And he didn't want to call that timeout early, Callum Jones, but he's got to call it now with 5:33 to go. Suddenly Cheshire back out to 9 and looking comfortable again.
yeah, and you can see how they're just feeling themselves. Skylar White hits that 3. Then Scott Grayson there gets to his left hand. He loves that mid-range little jumper. And they've just put a little bit of cushion, but still 5.5 minutes, a long way to go. F4J managing those 4 fouls, scored 5 points since he's been on, so you can leave him on. But good timeout from Callum Jones just to stop the little momentum from Cheshire.
Well, big win north of the border for Caledonia. They've beaten Bristol 66 to 58. It seems that East Kilbride is the place for low-scoring games at the moment.
But yeah, again, that's a surprising win to me. You know, they've been on a struggle bus, really trying to find themselves and their identity. And that's what I was talking about, the league this year. You would think Bristol, you know, they've made the trophy, they've been playing well, feeling good, and then they go on the road to Scotland and take an L.
I mean, there are a couple of guys down, Bristol, but Caledonia are playing with 6.
6, yeah.
Toto Fagbenley was back today, but Fraser Malcolm didn't play, Prince Onwas, Teddy Okurapo,
and considering...
And Ali Hodgic as well is out.
Considering they're playing with 6, those games that they've lost haven't been by a lot.
No. F4J underneath, and he continues to cause problems. Boy, they could have done with a few more minutes out of him tonight.
And imagine, he didn't have those foul trouble. causing havoc.
Holden taking it at him, and that is the problem. That's all he can do defensively.
Yeah, and stay with his hands up. Good for him, though, not fouling. It's on an offensive roll.
Here he is again, and well, he's making up for lost time here in the fourth quarter.
He's had 9 points of his own, making his own little run by himself for Manchester.
9 of his 11 in the game have come in the last 4 minutes or so. Holden in and out.
Well, I guess he's been resting, right?
Well, there is that. Ashton Langford is fouled by Idle Rock, and he'll go to the line for 2. So Caledonia have 1. Surrey have 1. That's 2 of the bottom 3 with victories on the board. Both of these 2 teams come into this game with 4 wins and 5 defeats, looking to move to 500. Five points separating the teams. Callum Jones trying to get his team to a 6th consecutive victory. They still trail by 5, though. Idle Rock. Idle Rock looking to attack, creates the room. And again, that's the thing, is whichever switch they get, it's almost like it's your turn to go.
Yeah, it is, and they have multiple guys that can score one-on-one.
Ashton Langford gets to the rim.
Ashford Langford just had an absolute field day. His capabilities to get to the rim, that first step is really good.
Well, Idle Rock and Ashton Langford on the deck. Meanwhile, Skylar White will shoot a 3. Ashton Langford. FJ puts it on the floor and rocks the rim with the jam.
And he's having a lovely day at the office. He's had those 4 fouls, but he says, I'm playing. And that is what he's done. That's, what, 11 points for him now.
The interesting, I guess the question is, the points he's giving them at this end of the floor versus the ones they're attacking him with at the other end of the floor.
Right.
The old plus-minus on him.
But also, Skylar White not as agile, so he gets kind of stuck in the mud. Here he is going up and rocking the rim, feeling good. And really, Manchester's one-man show, he hasn't been stopped yet.
No.
And maybe it's just the kind of freedom of whatever. Let me just play. If I foul out, then my day's over. And sometimes it'd be like that sometimes.
Well, he's 15 points in the game, and you would never have thought that at the start of the quarter that he would get to that. But I guess it is that challenge of they're getting him in the pick and roll, and on the switches they're looking to attack.
Yes.
It's the upside of him scoring at one end versus the limited defense he can provide them at the other end.
But even when Ben Thomas told, I think it was Timberlake, to get the one-on-one to try and attack him, he pulled up for the jumper.
Well, it's a 3-point game with 3 to play here in the Northwest Derby in Ellesmere Port. That's going to be an offensive foul on Skylar White for an illegal screen, and that drives you nuts as a coach out of a timeout.
So that's his 3rd foul, and it gives it right back to Manchester, where they have the momentum. And I'm going to the same guy. FJE's the green light.
Here he is, hands it off to KO. KO's going to try and level the scores, in and out. Austin with the rebound. Austin driving hard to the rim. No way through.
These two really going at it. Austin Jr. and Ashford Langford.
Mitchell throws it away. Holden says thank you very much. Holden running it back. Holden on his own. Can't finish.
Nobody backed him up to rebound.
KO in the key. Nice pass, Madup moving off the ball again for the layup.
And RJ Eitelrock caught staring at the ball. And Madup just cuts behind his back. Lovely reverse, wide open.
Well, they led by as many as 12, but with 1:50 to go, it's only one.
I told you, Manchester not going to go anywhere.
Austin kicks it out to Holden in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Fans counting it down. Out to Planutis. Resets for 3. Doesn't go. KO with the rebound, and Manchester can take the lead here with 80 seconds to play. Mitchell doesn't see Holden behind him, who steals it away. Planutis to Austin. Oh, good challenge from Ashton Langford. FJ down court. He's stuck underneath. He gets the shot away and he tips in his own miss. Manchester in front, but it is Austin at the other end. Austin lays it back in and Cheshire ahead.
Well, now I can speak. Back-to-back scoring, back and forth. We have a 1-point game, under a minute now.
Defense the cry from the home fans. There's something happened off the ball, a technical. Who's it on?
9.
Oh, a flopping technical. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Holden called for a technical for exaggeration, presumably in the middle of the key. So Mitchell will go to the free throw line. Scott Grayson's going to check in for Eitelrock. Well, Mitchell must have been running through the middle.
Yeah. Well, I was watching the ball, but Mitchell.
There we go. The scores are level as a result of that. 54 seconds to go. So Manchester ball from the side. It's into KO. Ashton Langford looking to use his speed, gets to the rim. Manchester ahead. Ben Thomas calls for timeout. 45.2 seconds to go. Manchester have been behind for most of this game, find themselves in the lead with a couple of plays left.
And Ashford Langford has done a wonderful job getting to the rim back to back. Really so explosive, gets his eyes on the rim and finishes. Wonderful move and puts the pressure on Cheshire back.
Let's see if we can work out what happened for Holden on this technical foul. You've got to watch for him in the middle of the key. So you can see he and KO, he goes, well, there's not a lot in that, see? There's not a lot in that for a technical in the last minute.
Yeah. I don't know about that one. I would have warned him. Obviously, we don't have the bright, luminous shirt and the whistle, but I would have said, hey, warning. And then if he did it again, but we don't know if he's been warned earlier on in the game.
Maybe. We've been told that he was warned earlier, so that does change the call a little bit. You've got less leeway, but I don't know, there's still not a lot in it. 45 seconds to play. Manchester by 2. Cheshire with the ball. Madup applying the pressure. Scott Grayson. Manchester haven't committed a foul in this quarter. Atwood ties his scores at 30.
Big, huge hit. Mid-range jumper.
Manchester trying to milk the clock. Cheshire should have enough time to come back. There's about 6 seconds between shot and game clock. Ashton Langford. Ashton Langford driving through, blocked by Planutis.
Wonderful
2
defense.
seconds to go. Is there a timeout? I think Manchester are going to use their last timeout here. 8 seconds to play. Manchester have 2 seconds to try and find a game-winning shot.
Well, Bobby just comes out with wonderful defense. I thought it was going to be a jump ball. This might be a better angle for us. Comes, switches, gets his hand in, and then perfect timing where he's been wonderful today. Ashton Langford, look at that. Lovely job.
Way to stay with it, because you could easily get tucked into, I've done my job by holding the ball, but he made sure that Ashton Langford didn't score at the end of it.
Oh, 8 seconds.
Where do you go here, Z? Well, what's your call, Coach Z?
Well, Atwood just hit a lovely shot. I think you go with him, go down low again.
Where did Manchester go first? You're 1 player ahead.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know, they have so many lovely scorers, maybe Mitchell, but also, I don't know, this is why
Manchester have fouls to burn as well. They haven't committed a single foul in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, sorry, I'm way ahead. There's one more play here. This is why they've called the timeout, silly me, to get something. And he's saying, Callum Joe's saying we have a foul to give. They have 0 team fouls, so
5. Ben Thomas has some timeout as well to use, should Manchester score. It's lobbed all the way back to Ashton Langford for a deep 3. Misses. Ball is loose. Atwood has it. Stolen by F&J. Stolen back by Atwood. Atwood from 3-quarter corner. Oh, my goodness, that was close. Oh, my goodness, that was close.
Wow. Overtime we go. Back and forth. Wow.
So much happened in 8 seconds without a stoppage, but we will have an extra 5 minutes of action. TJ Atwood, if that goes in, what a shot.
Yeah, hit the rim, had a chance, and that's all you need. But Manchester done enough. They were down, and they just chipped away.
Let's have another look back at everything that went on. Ashton Langford misses the 3. Atwood has it. Then there's a steal. Then you get it back, and Atwood beats the buzzer. Oh, my goodness. That is so close.
It looked really good, too. So we got ourselves another 5 minutes.
A little bonus-free basketball for us here.
I don't want to go back to London or anything. I want to stay here and find out who is going to win this game, because it's really been wonderful. F&J has been the man in the 4th quarter, put on his own show. He's got 17 points in 16 minutes. He's been fighting with those 4 fouls, and he's managed them very, very well.
Well, he's got to manage them for another 5 minutes.
That too.
Ben Thomas pouring over the numbers as we were in that quarter break, trying to find the point of attack, I guess. What can they do? Scott Grayson. Now he has F&J in front of him. He looks to attack. Offensive foul is the call.
Really good job by F&J getting there, putting his body on the line, and like we've said it all game, he's on 4 fouls, and so Cheshire are doing the right thing to try and tack him and get him out the game, because clearly on the offensive end he's been a wrecking ball here. Drops that shoulder. Scott Grayson can't believe it. I do think it's a charge.
Well, that is his 3rd personal foul. Remember, Manchester still have all the fouls to give. They haven't committed a foul. That carries over into overtime. So too to Cheshire's 5. So any defensive fouls for the Knicks are free throws for Manchester. Ashton Langford under pressure, strings it.
And he knew exactly where he wanted to go. He looked up at the shot clock, saw that there was 3 seconds on the clock, and got into his bag.
Austin, under pressure, replies.
He just takes the hit, gets straight to the rim, and now Austin Jr. starts to have a little chatter back and forth.
And do it for 3, short. Atwood able to grab it.
He's running. Here's Bobby. They go inside to Cam.
Holden.
Cam on the back down. Cam
Holden backing down, in off the glass.
Maybe Sunday, but the bank is open. And saying maybe some potential.
Is there a cut or something? Referee's just checking the hands of Mitchell.
He's good.
So Cheshire back on top here, up 2. FJ down the lane. Oh, misses the finger roll. Austin has it poked away. That'll stay with the Knicks. Phoenix ball from the end. Into Holden. Oh, Austin wanted to throw that to Planutis, but just bobbled it. And then he loses it again. And it's a turnover. Manchester get it back.
Tough turnover from Larry Austin Jr. Just slipped out of his hands twice. But either way, it gives it back to Manchester.
Off the mark, Planutis with the rebound. They've got numbers here, Cheshire. Scott Grayson back to Atwood, on to Planutis underneath and doubles the lead to 4.
Well done from Cheshire to put the pressure on the other end. Manchester was on the floor down this end.
FJ going strong to the rim, gets his 2.
Yeah, he's playing bully ball, isn't he, down there?
Big exhale from Austin as he walks across half court. Looking at Mitchell, gets the switch, gives it back. Scott Grayson, and that is going to be a blocking foul. He was definitely not there. His 5th foul, he's out of the game. Well, whatever you say, he's had a massive impact on this game. I don't think it goes to overtime without him.
Yeah.
19 points. And he spent most of the game in foul trouble. Played the last basically 10 minutes without committing that 5th foul.
Yeah, played 19 minutes, 15 seconds, 8 from 13 from the floor. Was just destroyed. Cheshire in that 4th. And he's had to make his way to the bench, and Cheshire will definitely be happy about that as Larry hits his first free throw.
Misses the second though, so it's only 1 shot between them with 2 minutes to play. Back to Ashton Langford, pumps on the 3, takes the 2, misses everything. And here comes Austin in the open court. Austin going quick through the contact. Larry Austin in full flight. And he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, you know, Larry Austin Jr.'s eyes light up. That's where he makes his money night after night in the full court here. Gets the speed and back to the free throw line.
Well, 3 of 6 today. He's 60% free throw shooter in his British basketball career. Needs at least one.
Yeah, these are important.
Gets the first, so it's changes to a 2-possession game now with 95 seconds to play. This to make it 5. Makes them both. Tells everybody he's got it. Don't worry.
Does he? Well,
Defense the cry from the home faithful, trying to see their team over the line here. Against the neighbors from down the road. Hold them with the foul. I think it was.
Absolutely.
I think it was.
Yeah.
That's going to be his 4th.
Is it? Yeah, it is his 4th. And for me, in that moment, you don't need to go for
But
the big
it's
play.
the game-winning play. It's the game-winning play if you come up with it, see?
Look here, runs through him like a football player, American football player at that.
KO now with a chance to cut it back down to 1 possession. He's 70% from the free throw line this season.
I don't know how I'm going to pick an MVP today.
Oh, yeah, you still got to pick that.
No big deal. As KO knocks a huge 2 free throws down.
Austin running a little clock here. Austin into the key. Rebound Atwood, and he puts it in for 2.
Timeout. And that lands right into Atwood's hands.
Oh, there's a little bit of chatter going on here. Nicholas Lewis come off the bench to say something to Holden. Scott Grayson jumped in to defend his teammate. And they're all headed back to the huddle now. Referees are just going to talk over. Did they see anything in real time? I suspect they didn't.
I don't think so, Dan. I just think it's boys being boys, you know, puffing up their chests and just having a good time and playing hard. But Cheshire, with this little bit of a lead, puts the pressure back on Manchester.
Well, just a few ticks under 1 minute remaining in this game. And Cheshire with 2-possession cushion, up by 5. This is a big defensive play from their perspective.
It is. Because 5 points, you know, I've seen it go in a flash. So under a minute is more than enough time for Manchester. What I don't want is 2 overtimes.
No,
I like 1.
One is enough?
Yeah, 1 is enough for me. So the crowd definitely getting into it and doing their job as the 6th man.
Well, Callum Jones opting to advance the ball to the front court, the opposite side from the benches.
So we'll get a 14-second.
It's into KO. Backing down onto Williams Jr. Jams it in, and Ben Thomas is going to call timeout right back. So that's perfect, really, from Callum's point of view. Lost a few seconds, got the easy score underneath, cut it to 3.
Yeah, that was a very quick score, exactly what Manchester want. We just said it was only a few ticks under a minute. And Eric Williams Jr. with that little flush. Been solid today, Williams Jr. Just done his job well, got some nice buckets.
I guess
got
from
11 points.
Ben's point of view, he's got the option to advance the ball here, but they're up 3. They probably want to run some clock, take it in the backcourt.
Yeah, I think I would. Really, just the clock is your friend. But like I said, when you've got a quick score and Ashton Langford that can get down on the other end very, very quickly, we're going to see Really back and forth this last minute.
Are you leaning anywhere yet, Z? Or we might need second overtime just to give you a bit more time to think.
Can I give, well, if Manchester wins, I feel like FJ, I know he fouled out, but 19 points. Him and KO both have 19 points. But KO has the better 27 index.
Well, Cheshire have advanced the ball here.
Have they? Okay, they're going for the score.
Need to get it in. It's into Holden. Back out to Scott Grayson. Shot clock now getting low. Scott Grayson stumbling, gets his shot away, doesn't go. Mitchell with the rebound, 40 seconds to play. Manchester trailing by 3. Ashton Langford onto KO. KO is blocked. There's that man, Scott Grayson again. Oh, it's thrown down court to Austin. Austin is fouled, and he will go to the line for 2.
And Bobby does a good job. He was under pressure down here. Defense swarmed him. Managed to squeeze the ball out, Austin Jr., and he's back to the free throw line.
Well, 1 or 2 in the crowd asking the question about unsportsmanlike. Once you pick the ball up into your shooting motion, it's much more difficult to get an unsportsmanlike foul. It has to basically be an act of violence.
An act of violence. I was going to say a non-basketball.
Yeah. Austin makes the first. That's all that matters from here. It's a 2-possession game with 20 seconds to go.
And Ben Thomas shouts out, no fouls, as Austin Jr.
There he is again. Don't worry, I got it. Manchester need a quick score. 3 would be nice, but it's got to be quick. Here's Mitchell. He misses the 3. That's out of bounds. And surely now, with 11.2 seconds to go, the Phoenix are going to take the Northwest Derby. Ashton Langford with the foul. That's going to be the team 4th. So it'll be a end line or sideline? End line ball. It's into Holden, and Mitchell grabs him, and Holden will shoot 2.
Yeah. He's saying shooting, but they're
over the limit.
They're over the limit, so you're shooting anyway. Oh gosh, so I think with Cam Holden walking to the line, I think
just edging it for you now?
Yeah, I think so.
17.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals.
Yeah, Larry Austin Jr. has done a wonderful job too. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals.
That's a big free throw in the context of the game.
I'm going to go with Cam Holden.
Well, he's just brought the 100 up for Cheshire.
And scores the 100th point.
So he's got to make Kazania some cake.
Yeah,
here's Madut for 3. And that doesn't go. Ashton Langford on the buzzer. That misses. And the Cheshire Phoenix have beaten their neighbours 101 to 94. It took an extra 5 minutes to settle this derby, but it is the Phoenix who have the celebration at the end.
Yeah, and they made him work for it for sure. Manchester did a really good job sticking around and pushing Cheshire to the absolute max, even though they had that 8-point lead at a time. Came back, then that lovely overtime. Great game.
29 points Manchester had in that 4th quarter.
Wow, yeah.
To send it to overtime. But Cheshire just outlasted them in the end. And as you grappled with Holden and Austin Jr., so important in that. And TJ Atwood as well played pretty well.
Yeah, really good job. And that's what you want. your guys stepping up, your starters, really good scoring. Austin Jr., Scott Grayson had 11, Aitor Rock 12, so some really good production. And like I said at the start of the game, they're finally healthy. They finally got a few wonderful practices underneath their belt with the new guys and looking like the old Cheshire Phoenix that I know.
Well, they certainly are. They like a bit of drama here on a Sunday evening, and the fans got an extra 5 minutes to enjoy. But most importantly, they got to see their team win the ball game, and that is what they came to see on this wet and snowy evening in the Northwest. It is the Phoenix who have the last laugh against their neighbors from down the road, winning this game 101-94. And gaining a little bit of revenge for that defeat just before Christmas up the road at the National Basketball Performance Center. And as Azania said, it's important for them as well to still bed in their new guys and find some ways, but it is the guys who've been here all year who've been getting the job done as far as they were concerned tonight. Really great, dramatic evening, and for a long period it looked like Cheshire were going to see it through. It felt like a 6-7 point game all the way through, but Manchester, when FJ came back into the fourth quarter, he really brought some life back to his team. Struggled defensively, obviously, on those 4 fouls, but offensively he just filled it up, and they had no answer for him. And that is the reason this game went to overtime. Just his relentlessness at the offensive end, and maybe, you know, a few more extra minutes somewhere along the line, maybe he might have had more of an impact a little bit earlier, but it wasn't to be. And Cheshire were able to see it through despite the drama of the last few seconds, and TJ Atwood almost negated the need for that extra 5 minutes with a 3-quarter court heave. Let's get some reaction. Cam Holden is with Azania.
And here with Cam Holden, 19.7 rebounds, 5 assists and 3 steals. A massive win for you guys, especially going into overtime. Just tell me how you're feeling and how important that game is for you.
Feeling great. You know, it's good to be back in the winner column. I know I had a great game, but shout out to guys like Larry Austin, shot free throws well, and also Bobby, the new addition. I mean, he had a great stop to get us into overtime. So big shout out to them guys. I know my stat line was popping out, but we wouldn't be here without them guys.
Yeah, and like you said, you guys finally firing on all cylinders, the new guys coming in. How's it been over, you know, practice and initiating them into this team?
Big learning process. You know, we got to get people up to speed. We got to get Nick up to speed, get Bobby up to speed. So once we get them up to speed, we'll be clicking on all cylinders like the old days. So I'm just glad to be back in the winning column, like I said the first time, and happy to be here. And
you know, Manchester's only down the road. You lost to them in December 22nd, I think it was. A little bit of revenge?
Yeah, a little bit of revenge. They shot the ball well and they played, so it was a big emphasis on guarding. I feel like we gave a lot of effort on the defense end today. You know, still 94 points? 94 points, still a lot, but I feel like we played well on offense to get the edge today.
Stunning. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Coach Ben Thomas, lovely little high five for you guys winning in overtime. Just tell me, how proud are you of your guys?
Yeah, massive. I mean, credit to Manchester. Obviously, they played on Friday as well, and they were right there for 45 minutes. So, tough game, very physical. We had to manage our fouls a lot towards the end as well. So, look, huge result. We talked before that this week probably couldn't have gone any better with other teams dropping games, and it's really bunching up in the league. But we had to win today to make that count.
And talking about the league, it's so wide open this season. There's no real top front runner, and for you guys, obviously struggling, but finally getting in full form.
Yeah, obviously, we know what we've been through. We know we've had to make a couple of changes. And look, we're right there. We've got a great bunch of guys. We're hungry. We know that there's a lot to play for in the second half of the season, and we just got to go and do that.
And now, obviously, Cam, a great game, but you are getting so much production. Maybe the healthiest you've been. A little bit of Skylar White down, but came in for a few minutes. You guys are looking much better.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, there's no substitution for having everyone fit, and you know, having guys here as well. So, look, credit to us. You know, we deserve that one. We fought hard for it, and we just got to build on it now.
Well done. Congratulations, coach. Enjoys that win. Back to you, Dan.
Well, a great win for the Cheshire Phoenix. They are now 5-5 in league play. That's only one more defeat than Newcastle and then Sheffield, who were top of the table at Christmas, don't forget. That's how tight things are, as Ben Thomas alluded to in that interview in the standings, that if you can have a couple of weeks of winning 1 or 2 every weekend, you suddenly find yourselves right in the thick of the top 4 fight, and that is where they will be hoping to head in again, having started out there, but a few difficult results, and they're back in the win column today, and it's from those down the road. That's the important thing. So here's how we go next weekend in Super League basketball. Cheshire go up to East Kilbride to take on Caledonia, fresh from their win today. Manchester head down to Leicester. That's also on Friday night. Then one game on Saturday, Bristol and Newcastle both looking to bounce back from defeats today. And then we go to Sunday, 3 more games. Leicester and Manchester with the return fixture at the National Basketball Performance Centre. Cheshire then go to Cannon Medical Arena to take on the Beaverhorn Sharks. And then finally, London against Surrey. Can Surrey gain a little revenge from that New Year's Day defeat? Make sure you join us on DAZN for all of that action to find out. But for Xenia Stewart, I'm Daniel Outledge. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
A new dawn rises, where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League basketball. A new dawn is here.